Hello, Denise. How
Good
are you today?
morning. I'm great, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good, good, good. Yeah, ready for a new
Excellent.
day.
Excellent.
Yeah,
And did you
yeah.
notice any mess ups yesterday? Any mistakes?
Um, no, I think everything went the way it was supposed to in my life. What about you?
Yeah, it was okay, but I did notice where I could maybe, I'm gonna say, put a little more spice, like a little, have it be a little bit better than it was. So I wouldn't say that I noticed mistakes. I just saw where I could have maybe been a little nicer or said something in a different way
Hmm,
or something like that. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah, I see what you mean.
So,
Yeah,
all
there's
right.
always room for improvement.
Yeah.
And what's up for today?
Accurate thinking. I'm
Nice.
curious to know what that is.
Okay.
Does that
Well,
mean thinking in the right way? Accurate, not
I
getting it wrong?
suppose
Interesting. Well, we'll see.
we'll see. So let me get the book.
I'll have a drink while you do that.
Sure. Okay. Would you like to begin today?
Okay. Day 17, accurate thinking. The human brain has often been compared to a computer, and in many ways it is similar. Both can store and process information, but there is one significant difference in the methods they use. As long as information is put into computer's memory into a consistent fashion, data can be organized, compared, and extracted intact. In the human computer of your memories, on the other hand, the data may be clouded by emotions, biases, prejudices, or the simple passage of time. Yet it is absolutely essential that if we are to make the correct decision in the wildly varying circumstances that we often face in our lives, we must be able to think clearly and accurately. The best method might be to approach all the so called facts with a healthy skepticism. Recognize from the start that things are not always what they seem. Ask yourself some questions. Do the facts support the expert's opinion? Is the collaborate is it collaborated by others in the field? Is his or her opinion consistent with my own experience, knowledge, and training? Does it make good common sense?
Accurate thinking is assisted by what W. Clement Stone calls the R2A2 formula. Simply stated, the R2A2 formula is to recognize and relate, assimilate, and apply the information learned in any field to solve the problem at hand. Accurate thinkers learn to trust their own judgment and to be cautious, no matter who tries to influence them. They learn to listen to the words and to study the body language, to examine their instinctive reactions that tell them to be careful about getting involved with one person or another. They learn to trust their intuition. There's an old story about a law school professor who was so rigid in demanding that his students confine themselves to known facts and not engage in speculation of any kind that the students decided to play a trick on the professor. They somehow managed to acquire a white horse, which they then very carefully painted black on one side and left the other side white. Then they took the two-torn house to a field near the university, assigned one member of the group to stand with the horse and position it so only the black side faced the road.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting.
Right.
Next, they drove the professor to the field and asked, "What do you see?" And the professor replied, "I see Mr. Thomas holding the halter of a horse, the side of which is facing me is apparently black. It's a good idea to make sure that things are indeed what they seem when you make important decisions. That means that in order to accurately access your situations besides mere facts, you must be able to put things like adversity, defeat, and constancy of purpose into proper perspective. Adversity is not something to be feared. There's opportunity in every adversity. In fact, consultants who study such things report that customers who have a problem that is solved to their satisfaction become more loyal customers than those who have never had a problem at all. Also, those customers usually tell everyone they know about their experience. They also tell everyone they know when they have had an unhappy experience that was not resolved to their satisfaction. When you lose a customer because he or she is unhappy with your performance, you can be sure that a lot of other people will know about it. The seed of opportunity in such adversities lies in the fact that every unhappy customer is really an opportunity to create a customer for life. Treating the customer right always pay big dividends.
Dealing with defeat can be a little tougher, but while the circumstances of life are such that everyone must undergo a certain amount of temporary defeat, you can find hope in the knowledge that every such defeat also carries with it the seed of equivalent or greater benefit. Things to remember are: defeat may be a stepping stone or a stumbling block according to the mental attitude in which one relates himself to it. Defeat may reveal to you your powers. No, defeat may reveal to you powers that you never knew you possessed. Defeat is never the same as failure unless and until it has been accepted as such. Adversity and defeat are both things that can be conquered through constancy of purpose. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Constancy of purpose is the first principle of success."
He pointed out that it is critical to our success that if we have a well thought out plan for our lives and that we stick with it regardless of what others may say and the obstacles that we encounter, there will always be fault finders and those who attempt to persuade us that our goals aren't worth the effort we put into achieving them. But those people will never go far, and they will be the first to ask for your help after you have passed by them. Virtually every successful person has considered giving up at some point in his or her struggle to reach the top. And many breakthroughs occurred soon after those same people redirected themselves to their purpose. There is no known obstacle that cannot be overcome by a person who has constancy of purpose and a positive mental attitude and the discipline and willpower to succeed. You can do it if only you believe you can. How about if you tell us all the positive action steps?
Yes. Look for the opportunity in every adversity. It is there. View defeat as merely a learning process, and never be rushed into a decision. If you can't have time to think about it, forget it. All right.
I like those
Okay.
actions. Ooh, that's a little sneaky peek.
I know.
Ooh,
Haha.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Let me stop.
Something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
Okay then. Well, you have a wonderful day.
And
And
I will see you tomorrow.
yes, crippling
Okay.
kindness. Okay.
Yeah, can't wait.
All
Take
right.
care.
All right.
Bye
Bye.
bye.